Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas History Roundup for December 23rd. In 1820, Moses Austin arrived in Texas with the goal of obtaining a grant from the Mexican government for his Texas venture to settle 300 families in Texas. In 1872, George Catlin, who is noted for his paintings of American Indians, died and was buried in New York. A little-known fact about Catlin is that he was also a strong but distant promoter of Texas land from 1848 to 1851, although he had never been to Texas. Some of his promotional literature stated that, quote, "I fearlessly and unhesitatingly pronounce the new state of Texas the finest field for immigrants' consideration." And others advised immigrants to examine the country pointed out by Mr. Catlin. Mr. Catlin lost his personal investment in the promotions, which were mortgaged against his gallery, and in 1852 his entire gallery was sold at auction. In 1919, Amon Carter was born in Fort Worth. During World War II, he served in the North African Campaign, was captured in 1943, and spent over 2 years in prison. After the war, he succeeded his father as the publisher of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, and continued until his death in 1982. He was instrumental in the Texas Rangers' move to Texas, and was a major owner. In 1927, the National Bank of Cisco was robbed in what would be known as the Santa Claus Bank Robbery. Marshall F. Ratliff, Henry Helms, Robert Hill, which are all former prisoners, and Lewis Davis were the robbers. Ratliff had been pardoned by Governor Miriam A. Ferguson for an earlier robbery. The group arrived in a stolen car and entered the bank, with Ratliff dressed as Santa Claus to distract the customers. It happened that many locals were carrying guns, as there was a state reward for apprehending bank robbers. Upon leaving the bank with 2 young girls as hostages, the robbers shot and killed Police Chief George E. Bedford and Officer George Carmichael, while Ratliff and Davis were wounded. Davis seriously. The robbers escaped in the stolen car, but it ran out of gas. They tried to steal another car, but the driver threw away the keys. They stole a third car, but left their loot in the second car along with the dying Davis. After stealing 2 more cars, they were finally nabbed the next day at South Bend, as they were trying to cross the Brazos River. By this time, 3 people were dead and 8 had been wounded. Hill was sentenced to 99 years, but was pardoned in the 1940s, and Helms was executed in 1929. Ratliff was also sentenced to die, but on November 18, 1929, he killed a jailer during an attempted escape. The following day, a mob stormed the jail and hanged him, but not before the noose failed on the first attempt. This finally brought an end to the Santa Claus Bank robbery, which led to 6 deaths, including 3 robbers. And possibly a theme for an episode in our Texas History Roundup television show. Finally, in 1862, the 3rd AFL championship game was held at Jeppesen Stadium in Houston, where the Dallas Texans won 20-17 over the Houston Oilers in the second overtime period. All right, that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for December 23rd. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you back here tomorrow for the new Christmas Eve edition. You take care, and remember, Texas first.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.